In order to answer a complex question such as why men like Harvey Weinstein get away with sexual assault in Hollywood, it's important to understand the motivation behind the assault. In my interview with Dr. Christy Boyce, a social psychologist at Ohio State, it became clear that power dynamics are a major contributing factor. It turns out that men like Weinstein are an authority figure to upcoming actresses. According to the foot in the door theory, the orders from the perpetrators start small and gradually escalate, with stronger obedience in private situations like the ones described by the actresses who came forward. How does he get away with it? Dr. Boyce asserts that much of society's willingness to overlook such offenses can be explained by gender roles, as the public attributes many of this behavior to the notion that boys will be boys. We often see society participate in victim blaming as well, saying that the women had it coming or accuse them of lying for financial benefits. While there is likely no definitive answer to our question that explains every case of sexual assault, it is no secret that power and gender norms play a significant role.
Hello everyone, my name is Jack, and today I'll be talking to you about a study that sought to understand how beliefs and associations about power and sex may actually propagate acceptance of sexual harassment, like in cases like Harvey Weinstein's. So the first part of this study compared measures of enjoyment of dominance and sex with their newly created measure, which sought to gauge participants' explicit and implicit associations between power and sex. So now this was done to determine that their measure was indeed distinct and it wasn't confounded by other measures. Now in the second half of their study, they wanted to discover which had temporal precedence, rate myth acceptance or these explicit and implicit associations. They also wanted to understand how rate proclivity may tie in with each of those. Now keep in mind this study was done with exclusively male college students. And in the end of the study, they concluded that rate myth acceptance likely mediates the relationship between these power and sex associations and rate myth proclivity. So what does this all mean on a larger scale when it comes to sexual harassment from celebrities in powerful positions? Well, we get a glimpse at the root of this sexual harassment problem. So these beliefs or associations regarding sex and power helps us to understand why these celebrities may believe that their behavior is acceptable. And it also helps to explain why it's usually more than a single occurrence. Now, one of the most mystifying factors that has allowed these celebrities to go unpunished for so long is the fact that people never speak up. And now why is this? A lot of rate myth acceptance actually leads to enforcement of things like victim blaming, which can be internalized within the victims due to extreme social pressure. Now we all know that people in powerful positions are best at creating social pressure, like these celebrities. So now, bringing everything full circle, we have powerful celebrities with explicit and or implicit beliefs about sex and power. This leads to rate myth acceptance, which is then pressured onto victims. And then now that these victims are suppressed, this allows celebrities to get away with sexual harassment. And that is all. Thank you for listening.
For this project, I read an article called Power's Role in Sexual Harassment by Elizabeth Bernstein. She asked the question, why do they do it? Her article helps to also answer our question of why people like Harvey Weinstein and other powerful celebrities get away with sexual harassment. A reason that these celebrities are able to get away with sexually harassing or assaulting someone is because of the power that they possess. These people in positions of power feel as if they are separated from everyone else, thus not having to face the same consequences as people in positions with little to no power. There's a quote in the article that says, "People with power often surround themselves with those who enable them and will not challenge them. This allows them to be dominant over their peers." Having power allows these predators to have more opportunities to engage in these illegal actions. Another thing that is associated with power is a higher economic status. If these powerful men and women aren't able to use their power to avoid consequences, they are able to use money to bribe people to lessen or completely get rid of the consequences to their actions.
The question to our research topic does not seem to be so simple. Is it fear, power, money, all of it? To try to get some type of answer, I spoke with Dr. James Sanders, who has been involved in many studies of sexuality and was even on a panel at Texas Tech about harassment and discrimination in the workplace. Dr. Sanders broadened my view of power as to not just power from powerful or rich people, but power of society. After conducting my interview, he made me think about how power insinuates fear. If the power is coming from a person with authority, it can make you feel inferior and like you must do whatever he or she may say. In Dr. Sanders' case, he provided examples of his stories of being gay and how the power of society played a role in his coming out process. In either case, power can make someone feel so small. He also emphasized that, of course, this power and control of someone who is sexually assaulting others is horrible and they must be stopped. We also have to focus on teaching people how to overcome this authority and find power within ourselves to say no.
My article was written in the New Yorker by Robin Farrow, and essentially what it was Farrow's 10-month investigation where he got personal anecdotes and interviews from a lot of the executives who worked alongside Harvey Weinstein in his movie companies, distribution companies, production companies, but also a lot of the women who actually were sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein over the course of that 15 to 20 year window. And the big takeaways I got from this article was that, first of all, Harvey's behaviors were very, very well known amongst the people that he worked with. And even more surprisingly, a lot of these executives were being coerced by Weinstein to pretend to be important people in these meetings where he would get actresses to come back to his hotel room or to go to a private location and then just kick out these people who were knowingly there just as puppets so Harvey could coerce these women into sexual acts. And I think the big takeaway from that is that with that, including the women who were victimized by him, it was just very hard to say no to Harvey Weinstein because of the status he held within Hollywood. And if you're a very young actress and you're trying to catch that big break in Hollywood and get that movie or get that part, Harvey's the person that would be able to do that for you because of the status he had and how decorated he was as a movie executive. And so saying no to him or doing something that you didn't want to do, but he wanted you to do, it was just very hard to go against him because of the status he held. And I think that's a testament to kind of the power and coercion concepts that we've learned this semester and how that plays into the modern day where we're seeing a lot of famous people getting away with a lot of sexual misconduct and sexual assault and just recently being exposed because of the society that we are in today. I think that's a big testament to how fame is letting certain people like Harvey Weinstein get away with behaviors that are unacceptable for any other kind of person.